Good evening and welcome to this ABC 36 News Update. I'm Megan Skaggs. A former high school football coach in Louisville who was facing jail time for the death of one of his players walks out of the courtroom a free man. A jury found David Jason Stinson not guilty of reckless homicide and wanton endangerment. ABC 36's John McGarry has more.
One of his boys went down and he did nothing.
That's what the prosecution said about former Pleasure Ridge Park High School football coach Jason Stinson. His 15-year-old player, Max Gilpin, collapsed after a tough practice last year in the sweltering August heat. He died 3 days later. Prosecutors said Stinson withheld water and forced the teens to run wind sprints, even after several vomited.
There's one thing to have tough talk in football, and it's another thing to be verbally abusive. At what point does a reasonable person, at what point does even the toughest football coach say, I think I've got a bad environment here? At what point do you stop it?
You don't get convicted of felony being a jerk.
Defense contended that Max died due to a mix of substances in his body. Creatine, a bodybuilding supplement, along with Adderall for attention deficit disorder. They said the combination may have made him more susceptible to heat exhaustion.
He's a cocktail when he goes into that practice that day. You know what an autopsy would tell you? We will never know, because they didn't do an autopsy.
Stinson is the first coach to be criminally charged in his player's death.
That was John McGarry reporting. Now, Stinson lost his job after Max Gilpin's death. After the verdict, Jefferson County school superintendent said Stinson, who's been working in a non-instructional position, can begin teaching again and can apply for a coaching job. A small high school in northern Kentucky has canceled a football game after a player was diagnosed with swine flu. School officials at a high school in Alexandria say they are canceling Friday's game at Elizabethtown because one player has the illness. Other players on the team have similar symptoms. A school is mourning the loss of a student killed in a Scott County car crash. 19-year-old Natasha Jones was riding with a friend on a narrow part of Anderson Road late Wednesday night. Police say around 10, their PT Cruiser veered off the road and hit a tree. One of Scott County High's counselors says Natasha Jones often stopped by to talk to her about her future.
It's just actually indescribable when you have one of your kids, because they're my kids, when one of your students is taken in such a tragic way.
No charges have been filed against the driver, 24-year-old Timothy Connor. The police investigation into the crash continues. That is going to do it for this ABC 36 News Update. You can always get the latest news, weather, and sports by logging onto our website, WTVQ.com.